Generating traffic and sales can be a challenge for online merchants. But selling on the Walmart Marketplace puts your products in front of millions of customers who shop on Walmart.com. And right now, sellers who join Walmart Marketplace can save up to 50% on referral and fulfillment fees for the first 90 days. So get started today. Head over to marketplace.walmart.com/savings. That's marketplace.walmart.com/savings.
Welcome to E-Commerce Conversations, a weekly podcast focusing on e-commerce topics featuring interviews with prominent people in the e-commerce space.
Welcome to E-Commerce Conversations by Practical E-Commerce. My name is Kerry Murdoch. The need for sophisticated site search is becoming increasingly important for e-commerce merchants who are all serving increasingly sophisticated consumers. By almost any measure, high-level site search increases sales. To discuss trends in site search and new developments in that industry, we are joined by Sean Ryan. He's the CEO of SLI Systems, a pioneering site search provider. Well, Sean, thank you for your time today.
Hey, thanks very much, Kerry.
Sean, our topic today is hosted site search in particular, how site search can help e-commerce merchants, small merchants, large merchants. Of course, your company, SLI Systems, is in the site search business. And my first question for you today is, what is hosted site search?
So hosted site search is a service for that we have for e-commerce sites, so that when you go to one of the sites and type in a keyword in the search box, the search results page you see is served by us, or served by a third party, so it's hosted by us. So that whole site search page actually comes from us, which means that we're able to build all the flash features of site search into your search for you. You don't have to install any software. We do all the work for you in building that search and maintaining that search.
How does that work for certainly there are merchants listening to this that understand how hosted site search works, but I suspect there are some other merchants that don't. Walk us through how that works. Let's assume, hypothetically, I'm a merchant with, say I sell cooking supplies, and I've got 1,000 items on my website related to cooking supplies, and I want to use your site search to help with that. How do I get all my items to you, and what do the results look like, etc.?
So the way it works is when we engage with a prospective customer, such as your good cooking supplies site, we get a data feed of all your products, which is very similar to the sort of data feed you may supply to a comparison shopping engine, like the Google feed, or a feed you've supplied to any other comparison shopping engine. And that basically is a file that contains all the data about your products, the titles, the descriptions, the text associated with it, the images, the prices, the categories, the brand, all of that information. And we then take that data feed, that's sent to us on a regular basis. We take that data feed, build an index, and we'll build a search results page using our best practices. And we'll talk with you and work with you to make the search results look exactly how you want them to look. You can do a few searches, and if you're not getting what you want, then we can sort of work with you to make sure that you see exactly what you want when people are typing various keywords into the search box. And then that's sort of an ongoing process. So once the search is built and it's live, so you just change your search box to point to the search that we've built, you then the search will then start learning and improving based on how people are using it and based on what they're searching for and what they're clicking on. And so the relevance of the search then starts improving. And then once it's live, you also start getting some reporting about what people are searching, and that provides another way of you to continuously improve the search results. You may see that people are searching for things that you don't have, or they may be using different language than what you're using on your site, so you can then start to address those issues.
Sean, we have seen data here at Practical E-commerce that clearly suggest a superior site search or a superior navigation solution can certainly increase sales and conversions. For purposes of listeners, there may be listeners that are saying, that's well and good, but I use a solution that has search, or I'm going to use, Google search, custom search. It's free. So for those merchants who don't think they need a different solution, what do you say to them?
Well, first of all, it depends on what solution you have at the moment and how well it works. What we find is, most e-commerce platforms will come with some sort of search with them, and there are various search technologies out there that are free. You mentioned Google. There's also open source search technology. So you often have a search, and you can build a search or get one for free. The thing with one of the biggest mistakes people make is they often say, yes, we've got a search, and then they don't pay any sort of further attention to it. But we see that people who search will often convert at 2 or 3 times the rate of people who don't search. And so it's really important that you put some effort into making sure that, first of all, your results are relevant. I'm sure you're even now, we've been doing this for 10 years, but I'm still amazed at how many sites I go to where you do a search and you just get irrelevant results. It's an experience we're all familiar with, and it's extremely frustrating for someone who comes to your site if they have that experience. So by putting in good search technology such as that from SLI, you can sort of get rid of that experience and improve it significantly. So if people are able to find what they're looking for through good search or good navigation, we can talk about navigation a little bit more if you like, then if they can find what they're looking for, they're going to be more likely to make a purchase. And so we'll often see people who, e-commerce merchants will switch out their existing search that came with their e-commerce platform, put ads in, and we'll see a huge increase in the conversion rate of people who are using search. It can be as high as 2 or 3 times, depending on how bad their existing search is.
Sure. I'm going to ask you about navigation here in a sec. Just to kind of follow on the path you're taking there, you mentioned about consumers going to an e-commerce site and getting no results in a search. Tell us some of the, following from that thought, tell us some of the most common mistakes that your company sees. You just said you've been in the business for 10 years. What are the most common mistakes that you see merchants make when it comes to search?
Well, the first mistake is just not paying attention to it, thinking, yes, we've got search, that's done, and then not paying attention to it. And by paying attention, I mean you should be looking at what people are searching for. So you can easily, your search provider can either give you analytics, or you can set it up with your analytics provider to get reports about what people are searching for on your site. It's really valuable information, because when you're looking at that, it's the language of the visitors who are coming to your site. And you don't get an opportunity to get that information from any other place. But when they're typing keywords into that box, they're saying, this is what I want, and this is the language I use. So having a look at what people are typing into that box is really, really valuable information. And one of the mistakes that people make is not looking at that. Because once you look at that, you can then start improving it. You can do those searches yourself and have a look at the search results and say, if someone types this in, is this what I want to be showing them? And then once you start looking at that, you start thinking about improving the search.
So following from that, excuse me for interrupting, but just a concrete example. So I'm a merchant. I'm looking at what people are searching for. What is actionable for me? As I look at that data, whether it's your platform, another hosted search platform, I look at that data, what decisions could I likely make based on that realization that I now know what people are looking at or searching for?
Well, for example, you often use different language to describe your products. It's internal language to your company or that of your manufacturers, of your suppliers, than what your visitors may use. So just to give you an example, you may sell MP3 players. Now, maybe people are searching for MP3 players, but they may be more likely to be searching for music players or even using the generic iPod. Or so if you don't have the word music player on your MP3 player product page, then people aren't going to find the MP3 player if they type in music player, for example. And that can be addressed. What you can do is you can then make sure you add that copy into the description of the product. You can also address it by adding synonyms into the tool so that if someone searches for music player, they'll see MP3 players. One example of that is on Motorcycle Superstore. They sell all sorts of different motorcycle parts, and one of the other names for a backrest is a sissy bar. And so they have a synonym so that if you type in backrest, you'll see sissy bars, because not every sissy bar has the word backrest in the product.
It's interesting, and that just to kind of state the obvious, that's sort of how a sophisticated solution can drive conversions. Because in that example with the motorcycle example, that person using that term that heretofore wasn't on that merchant site suddenly now sees the product they're looking for, buys the product. Conversions have increased.
Yeah. Well, and the process is they'll probably see that word backrests appearing in a list of searches with poor results. So they'll see there are people searching for that, and the results aren't very good. They may have results, but they don't have very good click-throughs. If they look at the search results page and they see, this is what the search results look like, they're not seeing the products that we know we have, and they know their products, and they say, they're looking for sissy bars. And then once they add their own knowledge to that, they can then address that problem and make sure those results are better than what they were before.
Let's talk briefly about navigation with like a browse-type navigation on a site. If someone's just kind of talk about the importance of that for a sec, as it can complement or in addition to site search.
Right. So when I talk about search, again, I'm using the language that we use here internally, which is keyword search, where people type in a keyword. But often when people are searching for a product, they may be using the navigation on your site, so just clicking on the links, the category links, the brand links, whatever navigation options. But when people are doing that, they're still searching for a product. They're looking to find something on your site. They're just not doing it by typing in a keyword. But the keyword search and the navigation are both searching experiences. And a lot of the lessons from site search can also be applied to navigation in terms of trying to show popular products early on in the experience. You want to make sure that the user interface is often very similar, because when you search, you often have a whole lot of refinement options to refine the results by category or brand or color or whatever structure you have within your data. And when you're navigating, you have those same options, and you may have the same. You may have different sort options on your search and your navigation, and you want to make sure that those two experiences are both the same sort of user interface, so that your users don't have to learn two different interfaces, one when they're searching and one when they're navigating. So they should be consistent.
So they can use the data that they can see what people are searching for, and I'm just thinking out loud here, they can see what people are searching for, and then making sure that their navigation sort of generally follows the thought process of their consumers based on what those consumers are searching for.
Well, yeah. Looking at what they search for can help your navigation in that the keywords people search are the language of your visitors, and those keywords are some of the keywords that you should be including in your navigation links. So to go back to that Motorcycle Superstore, if you have a category for sissy bars, but most of your visitors actually call them backrests, then maybe you shouldn't call that category sissy bars. You should call it backrests, because that's a keyword that that's going to resonate with your visitors. They're going to see that keyword if they're looking for backrests and be more likely to click on it than they would be to click on a sissy bar link.
Sean, let's change gears just for a sec. You alluded to, or you mentioned that SLI is a decade old now. Congratulations, by the way.
No, thank you very much.
Yeah, 10 years. That's probably been a fast 10 years, I suspect.
Yeah, well, when you look back, it's fast. I think looking forward, it took a long time.
Yeah, right. Yep. Well, certainly it's a pioneering company in the e-commerce world. Let's just sort of focus on what your company is up to these days. What new products are you working on? What are you thinking about site search? What do you plan on rolling out, to the extent that you can talk about that over the foreseeable future?
Well, I'll talk about three things. One that one of the things we released. This was actually released last year, but we're still busy rolling it out to a lot of our clients and seeing some great success with it. Is our rich autocomplete. So this is a feature where so we've had autocomplete for quite a few years now, which is where as you start typing, you see search suggestions. Mm-hmm. Now with sort of below the search box. With rich autocomplete, we've expanded that so that not only do you see search suggestions, but you'll also see products. So that, for example, if you start typing in jackets, by the time you type the JACK, you'll start to actually see jackets, pictures of the most popular jackets under the search box. So,
wow.
So this, it's a little bit like the Google Instant product in that you can get straight to the search results from the search box itself. This product is, we've seen that about 30% of people who search will interact with the rich autocomplete, and that the people that do will convert at about twice the rate of the people that don't. So we've seen some really great numbers with that product, and visually it looks great as well.
Interesting.
So that one's pretty exciting. We've recently released a product we call Conversion Optimizer that lets our visitors, lets our merchants compare different versions of the search results page, see which one converts the best. So you may have a decision such as how many products should I have on a page? Should I have 10 products on a page, or should I have 20 products on a page? And what they can do is they can split the traffic so that half is to 10, half is to 20, and they can see which page converts the best. And there's a sort of myriad of things that you can test on a search or navigation page with the Conversion Optimizer product. So that product's just been rolled out and is really exciting. And I expect we'll continue to see sort of some really nice improvements in conversion rates on searches as their customers start using that product. The final one we've been doing, well, it's not the last thing we're working on, but it's one that we've just been talking about recently, is what we call our merchandising banner. And what the way people are using this is, if they have a product page that's ranking in Google for some certain words, they can put a banner on that page that will, when someone comes from Google and lands on that page, we'll look at the keyword they used on Google and populate the banner with products for that keyword. We'll do a site search for that keyword and bring up the products for that keyword, so that not only do you see the product that Google sort of ranks top, but you'll see other popular products that are related to the keyword you typed on Google. We've just started rolling this out to our customers, and they're also seeing some fantastic results in terms of the uplift in conversion rates of people that are landing on pages with this banner. So this is sort of a creative way of using site search on your product page to help optimize the conversion rate of traffic you're getting from organic search.
Now, when you say banner, are you referring to banner as in like a banner ad that would be for a specific product, or?
The banner actually contains maybe 4 or 5 products.
Got it.
So,
okay.
So say you've done a search for jackets on Google and landed on a product page on your site, or someone's landed on a product page for your site. What we'll do is we'll then we'll look at the referral URL, pull out that keyword for jackets, and actually do a search for jackets and show other jackets. So show 4 or 5 of the most popular jackets in a banner somewhere on that product page. And so that just makes people aware of that you've got other jackets on the site other than the one that they landed on, and helps we've seen it help improve the conversion rates significantly for the customers that have tried it out.
So does that, without making this an SEO discussion, but does that result in that example? Someone searches jackets, goes to a merchant site, they get a page that's got 4 jackets on it. Does that URL itself become indexed?
No, because this is added dynamically. When Google visits that product page, that banner's not there because it doesn't have the referral URL.
Got it.
So that particular feature doesn't help with search engine optimization. We do have another service called Site Champion that uses the site search data to help with search engine optimization.
That's what I'm thinking. I apologize about that. Yep.
That's fine.
Tell us briefly, for merchants that are realizing they need or they're contemplating a richer site search solution, SLI, pioneering company, what's a merchant going to pay for your services?
So it depends on the volume of queries that we'll serve on your behalf, but our smallest merchants are paying as little as $715 a month. And then as the volume, and I think that gets you 15,000 searches a month. And then as the volume of searches goes up, the price goes up. So it sort of scales. So we can service relatively small businesses, but also very large businesses. And to give you some idea, our largest customer, we will supply capacity to serve hundreds of millions of queries a month.
Wow. And the base price is just around $700 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. All right. Sean, just another minute or two here. Anything else on your mind today for our listeners, who are, as you know, e-commerce merchants?
Sure. I mean, we've talked about a whole bunch of aspects of site search and navigation here, but we've only really just touched the tip of the iceberg. We do have a couple of white papers that your listeners can download. One's called the Big Book of Site Search Tips, and the other one's called the Big Book of Navigation Tips. So both of these are available on our website. And between them, there's hundreds of tips on search and navigation. So I recommend your listeners go to our website, download them. They're free, and they'll find some information there that they can use to improve the search themselves, or we'd be happy to help them out.
Those two ebooks are Big Book of Site Search and Big Book of Navigation Tips.
Yes,
yeah,
correct.
Okay. And the website, of course, is SLI-systems.com. Did I say that correctly?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. And again, for purposes of our listeners, we've been visiting with Sean Ryan. Sean is the CEO and founder of SLI Systems, a pioneering site search company. That website again is SLI-systems.com. And Sean Ryan, we want to thank you for your time today, sir.
Thank you very much, Gary. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
That's all the time we have for this week's e-commerce conversation. I hope you enjoyed it. Please tune in next week for another new episode.